Welcome to this new episode of our podcast. I'm very excited to be here with our guest today, Yeshi Kunga, in the Kopan Monastery, where I took this beautiful course of Introduction to Buddhism and where I met him. So I'm very excited to be here with him today. Welcome, and thank you very much for accepting this invitation. And first of all, before entering to all related to Buddhism, I would like to ask you, how did you enter this space? How did you decided to become a monk, and how did you arrive to Kopan?
Okay, I think this is very good, important uh, questions because usually we see that, and we also prefer a very young age we join to monastic life. But at that period, of course, we don't know about the life. We don't know about the whole systems, but still, like we enter or we join monastic life at a very young age. So in my case, I joined monastic life at the age of 10.
Okay.
So I think you can relate with my example with all the others mostly. I don't want to say each and every individuals like have same like conditions to become monk, but usually I think more than 90% of the uh, entering the monastic life, I think quite similar. So first of all, you have to understand that becoming monk is part of our culture actually. So our Himalayan peoples, usually I call the Himalayans, which includes Tibet, Nepal, even some parts of India, and also Mongolia. So many like that includes. So that is like we have a culture, strong cultures of like strongly devoted to Buddhism, and since it is very strong like cultural like practicing Buddhism, that then we often says that the monastic life is very important role in our societies. Then that's the how we like since ever like we growing up from the very childhood, we see the monasteries, we meet with different lamas, and we approach. And time to times, our family they take us often to the monasteries, and we engage with lots of times with the monks, and inviting them to the home to make some ritual pujas we call it, and some of like elder members they already joined, as for example of me and my one of my elder brothers, uh, he was already joined in Kopan, so he often visited home. That's how we engage again.
Mm.
And so that's the how like very from the very young age, and since it's our culture, we think this is something, it's part of our life.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow I don't know, but since I'm a very like since I'm a Buddhist, and somehow have very strong belief that something karma is already written, or maybe becoming monk was in my blood. I can say that.
Mm-hmm.
So somehow I also wanted to become monk. And my parents, no doubt, they have very strong devotions to the Buddhisms and monastic life. So they also wanted me to become monk, because in our cultures, like one or two sons of the family member, or the one or two sisters of the family members, uh, like join to the monastic life. So as being like I'm the youngest son, because we have got four brothers. So as being a youngest, my parents, they really wanted me to join in the monastic life. And as well as, I don't know why, but somehow I was so eager to become monk. So it's a mutual interest to join in the monastic life.
So it was because I understand, like many people here in Nepal and the Himalayan area, they send one of their children of many of their children to the monastery because of it's like free education and they take care of them. But it was your decision here.
No, It was mainly my decisions.
Mhm.
It is mainly my decision. But time is changing, of course. That you have to understand. During our period, every family is like lots of children. But nowadays, even one, two children is very difficult. So actually, engaging into Buddhist monastic life now is getting a bit tough time. So we have to improve as well as the environment, so people get interested of it.
Mhm.
So that's also very important. Actually, our goal is to preserve the Buddhisms.
Mhm. And which are for the people that doesn't know anything about Buddhism and that they just relate Buddhism with the images and the statues of Buddha and the monks. How would you? Because that's how we see it in the Western side.
True, true.
But how would you summarize or make like three or four concepts and which are like the main values of Buddhism for these like new people that has nothing to of like concepts of Buddhism?
Yes. Usually I find, but somehow the world accept Buddhism means Buddha.
Yeah.
Shakyamuni. And look at Shakyamuni. Somehow, that's also quite good that no matters from different religions or non-religions, but somehow everybody has such an impact that Buddha means something to peace.
Mhm.
So that itself is very great, I know, in the large number. But when I try to summarize, um, you know, Buddha is something from his story
Mhm.
uh, gives lots of opportunity to apply in our life.
Mhm.
That's I think very important thing. For example, like Buddha Shakyamuni. So when we study about his biography, he used to be born as a princess, as a prince. Then later on, that he left all his what the kingdom
Mhm.
because he couldn't find uh, this the ultimate happiness, we call it, or the limitations. Then he went. Actually, he escaped. So sometimes I really like fun to say that because he had married, he had a son, and he left without saying anything, run away. So in this like a generation, see, so bad father, so bad husband.
Yes.
But anyway, so uh, so see, he actually had everything. Like he had the big kingdom. He, as the story follows, that he used to be very handsome. He can have the most what they called best time, most properties,
Like he had it all.
everything.
Yes.
But somehow, and of course, even having all those things, he was not satisfied.
Mhm.
He was not so happy. So see, but nowadays, having the wealthy life, we think this is the ultimate. We can achieve the ultimate happiness, but in fact, not. Wrong conception. So Buddha's story now give us a lessons. Even you become the wealthiest, you have achieved everything, but still not happy. Still, you are just simple human being. We forget this very important thing. Just normal human being. We forget. So now Buddha story tell us, no matter how much you have gained all this wealthy thing, but you still are just normal human being. That means you are not achieved the ultimate happiness or the liberations.
And what's that ultimate happiness? Because I
Ultimate
think
happiness means I can say that happiness never end.
okay.
That happiness, or, or in short form, you say long lasting,
Okay.
or all the time happiness. So wealth. no matter billionaire, but still lots of unhappiness. I think more unhappiness. I think, in fact, we can say that. So see, so he left his family, even though he has everything, and that story tell us that he just still a normal human being because he has to experience all those problems, all those unhappiness things.
Mhm.
So he run away, and by practicing, by understanding, by awakening yourself, so you can be awakened
Mm.
or the enlightened, and he become enlightened. So at the same time, this same story give us hope that we can be like him because he went through same of us. So we have such opportunity. If we can do it, we can also become like him.
Mhm.
So we can achieve the ultimate happiness by ourselves. So that's why Buddhism always explain that, all the human beings, all the living beings has a Buddha nature. So everybody can be Buddha. So that's why in Buddhism normally you can see thousands of Buddhas. So because of these things, everybody has the nature of Buddha. So if you can practice, if you develop yourself, there's always possibility of liberations. There's always possibility of reach the state of enlightenment. So that's why very famous saying, we never can complain to others. So now time has come that, actually this very famous saying, you are your own teacher
Mm.
and you are your own destroyer. So now decide yourself what you want to be for yourself.
Mhm. And which will be like the principles or the main concepts of Buddhism that you teach even like to young students or that you practice also every time?
See, life is very short. It's very simple. Usually, in general, we only can think for only this lifetime. We think this is such a long, but in fact, very short. And we want to do so many things in this small, short life period. We try to do so many things. Even we have to lie, we lie a lot. Even we have to cheat, cheat a lot. So our, the mind cannot go out of this things. No, we are just stuck. So usually I say we are lost in the world. We cannot think for the like long period. We even cannot think for the present moment of yourself. Just lost. So at Buddhism mainly, I think talking about how to aware yourself. How can you be for like long distance things,
Mhm.
the wide things, the broad minded. So, and mainly we always talk about mind. See, in general world, people get very important for the fitness. So see, when you are giving such important for the fitness mainly for body,
Mhm.
I think they cannot go beyond the body, mind. Even nowadays, very common yoga.
Mhm.
But again, you see, yoga mainly people think for the body,
Mhm.
not for the mind. Buddhism mm, always precise. They're talking about mind. Give priority of the mind
Mhm.
because mind is the only key thing that can change your entire life. You see how much our mind dominates
Mhm.
your physical things, everything. So that's why there's again like very famous line: if your mind is clean, everything's clean. If your mind is not clean, everything's not clean. So everything depends on mind. So we talk a lot about meditations. We talk about a lot of so many different teachings. Like we start from the impermanence, certainty of date, there's uncertainty of lifetime, changing. Then when we go deeper level, then we talk about even emptiness.
Mhm.
So these are the main Buddhisms try to converting your mind into something positive mind.
And how would you recommend all the people that are just starting and they might know a little bit of meditation, but which would be like your recommendation for the people to start cleaning the mind?
Okay, so as I always explain this, when we talk about meditation, okay, now I think first very important why this meditation is important. So I
Mm.
think usually I said this is the meditation word translated from the Tibetan word gom. So gom means actually making a habit
Mm.
or habituating. See, habituating, body habituating, your speech habituating, then mind habituating. So bodies habituating very common. Like for example, I sit often like this, then it habituated for me to sit more comfortable.
It took me a while, but
Yes,
I'm there.
definitely. Then again speech. Same thing. When we try to talk good things only, naturally, you have become habit of saying good things. You talk always bad things, then you're habituating. Bad things very common. Now time is very important. Thinking or your mind.
Mm.
So mind, as I told you, we cannot think for the long lasting. We cannot think with the broad minded, So because we are lost, we think only for just this lifetime and this short period. Then we cannot go out of this. So everything is like, totally disturbed. And at the same time, so we cannot look at yourself, actually what's going within yourself.
Mm-hmm.
We look only outside, then we're running, or we see something this good, oh, this is good, that is good, that. But we never look at yourself,
Mm.
what's actually going inside yourself, you know. So now meditation helps mind habitude to look yourself
Mm.
and find the right way. When you look yourself, then you will understand, you will recognize, you will realize what steps you have to take.
Mm.
So meditation always, like, we divided into two, or we like categorize into two. One is shamatha and one is called vipassana.
Mhm.
So shamatha meditation mainly make yourself first come back to yourself.
Mm.
So single pointed concentrations, or we call it calm abiding, because we are
Mm.
disturbed. So first we need to come back. So for that, single concentration is the best. So for that, like, thousands of techniques you can use it. You just sit down, try to relax yourself. You try to look at yourself, your bottom, look at top to bottom. So so sounds or the objects, anything, like even like the wind, whatever, or even if someone who has a good boyfriend or girlfriend, imagine also that. So taking those images. So actually that is thing to relax, make yourself, to calm down, to beg yourself. So that practice is very needed for the first time. And of course, quiet places is for the beginners very important, very very important. So you go to the good places where it's quite quiet. Yeah, so you can concentrate. And in Buddhism, very common, famous practices, looking out your breathing.
Mm.
So you're breathing out and breathing in. So these are the very good foundations to make it. And when you are quite practice well, when you are quite relaxed, then you carry on top of, like, with starting with these practices, then you try to learn about the life, how the mind works, how the things are exist in the world.
That's Vipassana.
Yeah, that is now Vipassana,
Okay.
in short. And so these are the main things to practice about the meditations. But again, it's not easy.
Yeah.
So I always say that you must start with short period,
Like how
five
short?
minutes. 5 minutes. Every morning you get up, you wash whatever you like to do, you do it. Then you maybe, of course, nowadays very famous that you stretch, do some yoga, you do it. Then just sit down, relax yourself for 5 minutes at least. Try to not to go out of your mind and look at yourself. Then you use different methods. As I told you that you can go for the music or maybe some beautiful objects, or you start with like so 5 minutes. Then you carry on. So important is consistency. So you carry on 5 minutes, then you slowly you 10 minutes after. Then maybe if you can continue for 5, 10 years, then I think 1 hour is nothing every day. But should start something like this. Otherwise, I'm very sure when you are excited, you can go for hours. Then after 1 month, you fed up. Then you'll never like to do it again. So always start with very short period, slow process, gradually, as I told. Okay, I gave you the example. I think so. As being a monk now, very important that we committed lots of commitments. So as we received so many teachings, initiations from the gurus, so we have to commit a lot. So I remember that, I started from the 5 minutes prayer. I think it's more than, I think 20, 30, nearly 30, I can say that. So every day I started with 5 minutes praying. Then I slowly add one commitment, 10 minutes become, then 15 minutes, and a half an hour, 1 hour. So nowadays, I never miss even like one day. So I can say approximately 2 hours
A day.
every day.
Okay.
Even no matter, even though I'm so busy, so tired, whatever, but I never miss it. So see, so becoming from the 5 minutes to approximately 2 hours, the journey such a long. It took me about 30 years to reach 2 hours. So this is the thing I think we need to be like slowly, gradually develop practices. Then I can say this is something solid.
And also well, I think it's wonderful because so many times, as you said, it's like we just go like, yeah, 1 hour, I need to achieve 1 hour. And if we don't start slowly, and also like consistency, I love that you say that, because through consistency we create these habits. The gom, what's it called in Tibetan? Gom.
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 Yeah.
And even if it's 1 minute, 5 minutes, we start creating these habits until they can become, maybe for us in the Western life, 2 hours is too much, but half an hour, 1 hour, I think that's wonderful.
So that's how we make habit. So once there's again very famous saying in like Shantideva's what you call saying that there's nothing difficult if you are used to it. So once you are used to it, I'm very sure nothing is impossible.
And then like from the mind, that is like these techniques you shared, then there's also the speech and the heart, right? So what is the meaning, or which are the kind of the teachings or concepts, main concepts of developing this speech, and like clean speech and clean heart?
See, most important to know the reality. We never, as I told you that, we never try to see the reality. We never try to see, your own emotions. So when you don't realize your own emotion, how can you relate with others?
Mm-hmm.
Find out. Very simple thing. You say something bad word to me, very affecting, harmful. Similar, if I say something to you, similar. And who wants this harmful? Nobody wants. Our ultimate goal, as I told the ultimate happiness. We're running from morning to till you sleep. Why? Just to get happiness. You eating good food. Why? Happiness. You wear good clothes. Why? To get happiness. You're having good houses, everything, good facilities. Why? Just to get happiness. But if you clearly focus on only one thing, by only having good clothes, really happiness, certain amount happiness there, but not long lasting.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Food. When you eat food, I think certain amount of happiness there, but sometimes problem.
Yes.
So same thing. So now we look something for this very long lasting one, which is what we call ultimate happiness. So see, ultimate happiness. That's the main thing. We so when you first relate you with yourself, this ultimate happiness, I'm very sure, because this is working by your mind,
Mm-hmm.
not by your physical, not by only your speech, mainly making, as I told you, everything's making made by mind. So when your mind is completely changing, your action, speech action, body action always changes. And that's why I think we can see some people, no, not even needed to talk, not even needed to do something for you, but as you coming around him or her, you feel like it's very blessed. I think that is the power.
Mm.
That is we call it the aura,
The energies, yes.
the energy.
You have that energy, Yeshi. So I want to tell the story because I attended every morning well, in our course I attended the prayers, and you were there as a disciplinarian. And you have this energy, and this, like, you share happiness without saying anything.
I'm trying seriously. I think so. Now being monk, that's why I mean, like very now very important thing. So why monastic life is very important? Why we build such big monasteries? And I said very beginning, I said that to preserve the Buddhism. So most important is to preserve the Buddhism. So when I'm talking about preserve the Buddhism, not talking about religious religion, mainly talking about how much development in normal human beings, because the spirituality we're talking mainly.
Mm-hmm.
So becoming a monastic life, there's lots of opportunity to achieve this, like a spirituality development. Now, of course, when I look myself, because as I told, I have a big family in Kathmandu. I was born in Kathmandu. As property, as family things like wife, kids, they're richer than me. I'm very sure. But in fact, how much happy? I'm very sure I'm much, 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 much richer for the happiness compared to them. So I have a lot of opportunity, even coming from the same family. So because I used to live in monastic life, I'm still in the monastic life. So I can achieve lots of, like or I can say lots of opportunities to achieve so-called long-lasting happiness. But of course, I'm still not. But comparatively, maybe I have, because of I have got opportunity, so I'm using a little bit. So that's my goal.
Mhm,
That's my I think this is my responsibility.
mhm. And that's very nice because I think like so many people can find their own path outside the monastic life, or you really chose this life and you enjoy this life and you're like in that path.
But it's very important that you have to know that there's really, it's not easy
Mhm,
to be a being part of monastic life. It's really not easy. That's why I said to you that you challenge with your ignorances.
mhm,
You have to challenge with your attachment. You have
mhm,
to challenge with your desires. Of course, biologically, you and me, same. Everybody is the same. Of course, lots of problems, lots of difficulties are there. So that's why we can understand. And mentally, mainly mentally, challenge is very, very, very big challenge. Because you have a nice cloth, I also want to have nice clothes. You are having pizza, of course I also want to have pizza.
yeah.
So for that, where? From money. And money where? Go and work. Monastery life, quite easy, quite difficult. So lots of challenges are there. Lots of challenges are there. But I'm very thankful for this situation's condition. I'm so fortunate to have a good family supporting, and now at the same time, Kopan. So now this, so there are lots of monasteries, but Kopan is something very special, where it's really well organized, taking care of the monks, taking care of all the visitors, all the participating. So therefore, I feel really fortunate. I had something good karma in my past lives. So yeah, so I'm really living in such a, like, I can say more than 5 stars standards of the places, and of course I'm having not that comparatively, but I can say good food, of course, and very feeling like, especially like in the Kopan, like I can meet lots of peoples. I think beautiful peoples, good peoples, and at the same time, so like we can share our emotions, feelings, which makes me also very happy, and which I hope I can make some happy to them, which again rewarding. Um, Now see, even without expectations, so we sharing some good feelings, which makes good feelings to others. So indirectly, it
Mhm.
helps you all out to be really achieve the happiness.
More happiness.
Yeah.
And I understand that you had an accident many years ago, and because we talked in the class you shared with me, and I think it's very valuable to share if you want that the story and more than the story, how did Buddhism help you with that accident that you had? Because for me it was really really insightful and valuable to listen that, because so many times I think like we're so rushed in this life and we don't really compare or have this new perspective that you share with us, and I think it was great for all of us that were listening.
No, honestly, when I had this accident, I haven't developed any like such a strong mind. But somehow I really believe that, as I told, that I really created something good karmas in past. So somehow I never uh, had such a, what you call, weak accepting. So accepted it. I don't know how, but I accepted it, and I never thought of like I had something very bad thing in this life. Something. Then the very funny thing is that actually my condition was almost like a doctor has like said no more chances to live.
Mm.
Not only once, twice actually and they suggested that I should give him injections to go away. I mean, like
Mhm.
to die. But somehow, I never, I don't remember, I never thought of dying myself once because my condition was really bad condition. And I was always had like, I'm coming back soon, then I can start. Like I was like thinking like, within a few months I come back to my normal life, and to study my continuity of this Buddhism, the studies. So that was like, even though I was going such things, then yeah, the good things was that I didn't feel like so low for me. I have also always like have a like a capability to cope with these things. Then means I accepted it, and then as I developed, because it happened when I was like only 24, something like that. I was quite young, I can say. then then slowly developing my understanding. Then, and as I think maybe you remember or not, I told like two different concepts I had. So one thing, accepting, and one thing this is maybe more fortunate to have it as like, of course, these things, like if I had created courses, definitely this was the result. So it somehow it has to come.
Mhm.
And I was so fortunate that it happened in my this monastic lifetime. And I was so much blessed with all the gurus, all my Dharma friends. And that's why I think even doctor said no time, but I still have time. Yeah, so this is the one thing. And second thing, accepting, if I find solutions, why I shouldn't be happy? Because I'm getting well, I'm coming back. There's no point to be like unhappy. And if there's no any solution, then what is the use of unhappiness again? So these things really teaches you a lot. And accept it. What to do? I accept. That means you make strong yourself. Then, yes, you can easily you can see that I can face to everyone. I can share more my like um, strong energy towards others. But rather we can change instead of like you like become weak yourself.
I love that. I love that because I think so many times we kind of fight everything that happens to us. Like, no, I lost this, I lost this. And we're just in this like energy of fighting the reality, not instead of accepting it. So I think it's a very powerful concept, and you're just not sharing the concept like, oh, you should accept things because you're a clear example that you did that at that moment and you do that in your life. And I think it's a wonderful example how every one of us can do that.
Of course.
With different things,
Of
like small
course.
things or big things, like what happened
Yes.
to you.
First of all, very important to understand, Buddha also started like us. And I'm of course like you. But mental level can be changed. So you can make yourself stronger. You have full opportunity to make yourself a stronger person. That means happier person. That means taking easy person. So this is, I think, what Buddhism especially talk. Other religion, I don't think so. Something permanent God or something is there, then some blessings coming, but not actually developing from your side to achieve that position. So that's a very far different. So as at the very beginning, I told you, Buddha's story itself teaches us a lot.
Yeah.
You can be your teacher, and you can be your destroyer.
Both.
Both.
Yeah, so I think we could have like 3 hours talking about this, but, and we will continue and continue because I find so many enriching concepts in Buddhism. But I think we should keep it short. as much as we can. And what will be your last recommendation for people that are not in a monastic life that want to achieve this everlasting happiness besides the mindfulness and what we already said?
I said, I want to say that everybody don't need to be a join in monastic life. It's not easy.
Don't comment. It's not for everyone.
It's not for. I'm just kidding. But yeah, it's, as I told before, it's not easy. Seriously, not easy. And of course, now we face lots of Westerners, and of course, for the Westerners also more like cultural wise, environment wise, more like thoughts for to be like those who are like you can see in Western monks and nuns. Really, we should really appreciate even going through lots of difficulties. And but I can say so now. More important is to realize yourself. So, to realize yourself, to make changes, good changes of yourself, I think the monastic life, the Buddhism's teaching, I think have a big role, very big role. So at least uh, try to learn something and apply in your life, and you can create. First, start from your family, good environment, then slowly friend zones, then slowly societies, then slowly country. So that's the how I think very
Mm-hmm.
important to develop.
Mm. Thank you very much. It was a pleasure to have you here, and I hope they, like all the people that listen us and see us, can also enjoy and benefit from this. I know that you always close your meditations and teaching with a dedication. So if you want to make this dedication for the podcast, I will be honored to.
Okay, so I think I do it as in Tibetan. So usually this is one of the very important dedication we believe that. So I always prefer to do. So maybe dedication chanting. Okay?
Yes.
Jambal bawo jida kemba na kundo sambo di yan di shen de da ku ye je so da lo shen ge wa di da tham je ra do ngo de sum je be ge wa tham je ge ngo ha la sho do ngo ma de da shen ge be za wa de ge sambo chu je ra do ngo wa ra ge ni jong sim je ren bo je ma ge pa na ge 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 wa nya ba me ba ya ne ko do be 전 저승 저rin 보죠. 마게 보나 게게지. 게보냐 밤에 보냐. 원래 것도 배워라 이쇼. 돈이 다 말은 보죠. 마게 보나 게게지. 게보냐 밤에 봐. 원래 것도 배워. 팀게스네 게면서 숨는 넘버다 봐. 옷에 매 배출이. 숨는 바로 진주. 게와 도 양달라 마. 때문에 저게 별로. 사달음 제연데 여러분들 도제 창게고 원요도. Thank you.
Thank you.